This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The Bahamas and the United States of America's relationship still going strong as health professionals receive another generous donation. 12 handheld radios were donated by the U.S. Agency for International Development to the National Emergency Medical Services. Representatives from the U.S. Embassy, USAID, NEMS, and PHA were present for the donation. Deputy Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Lyrone Burrows, spoke to how these radios will help healthcare professionals.
First responders operate in the critical moments when every second counts. During a medical emergency, there are many unpredictable variables that are at play, but communication devices should not be one of them. Clear, seamless communications across multiple response teams is a requirement in the delivery of life-saving pre-hospital care. This is why we are so grateful for USAID and the Bahamas Red Cross for facilitating the donation of these handheld radios for our National Emergency Medical Services. The radios we received today represent a critical upgrade in NEMS communication devices.
Mr. Burrows gave thanks to USAID for the timely and much-needed donation. Also present was Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, who explained how difficult it is to provide health care to an archipelagic country such as the Bahamas.
Now, my ministry is inclusive of all the clinics that go 60 miles from the island of Hispaniola to 60 miles from the coast of Florida. It's almost a 1,000-mile archipelago. Very difficult to provide healthcare services. And when we look at the other regions, it's one landmass, or maybe two. But to have 700 islands and 2,500 keys, to have 91 clinics extending across our archipelago with 23 international airports. It's a difficult archipelago, and there's very few countries who can give us expertise on how to manage a pandemic with such diversity. But I want to thank you, Mr. White, and I want to thank USAID for what I call a gift of love, because there's many other places in the world where you can go to donate, but you've chosen us, and we take it very, very, very seriously.
Acting Political and Economic Chief of the U.S. Embassy, Todd Sargent, spoke of the efforts of the U.S. to help the Bahamas fight against COVID-19, also mentioning that more vaccines will be on the way soon.
Today's donation is part of the U.S. government's broad whole-of-government effort to help strengthen the Bahamian healthcare infrastructure. Our diplomatic efforts, led by the White House and the State Department, have helped deliver over 260,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses to the Bahamas so far. We expect a third tranche that will bring that number to 397,000.
Mr. Sargent noted that they have no indication as to when that third tranche will arrive. Also donated were industrial laundry equipment valued at $200,000 to assist in the sanitization of bed linens and uniforms. These donations are a part of a $750,000 grant from USAID, which is being implemented by the International Federation of the Red Cross and the Bahamas Red Cross Society. Headwinds are coming. These are the words of former Prime Minister and official opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis when referring to the decision to call a snap election. Dr. Minnis was in Freeport, Grand Bahama over the weekend to celebrate the 50th founding anniversary of the Free National Movement. While speaking at a church service at New Mount Olive Baptist Church, Dr. Minnis addressed that question that's still on Bahamians' mind, and that is why the general elections were called in the midst of a pandemic.
Many still ask the question, why was the election called? I would say to you that we have some headwinds that are coming. Those headwinds, in order to manage those headwinds that we see coming, it was essential to have a new mandate, because very, very difficult decisions has to be made. We were determined to obtain that mandate so that we can make those difficult decisions and build a better country together.
Dr. Minnis did not go into details about what these headwinds may be. The opposition leader went on to say that even after the crushing defeat in the September general elections, the FNM's cause remains strong and firm.
No one election can extinguish our hopes and our dreams for the Bahamian people. It is these hopes, dreams, and our many, many accomplishments which make the Free National Movement an extraordinary political organization. We remain the better party for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The FNM party was founded in 1971 after a group of 8 members of parliament broke away from the then governing Progressive Liberal Party. Police on Grand Bahama also investigating a massive fire that destroyed a dilapidated building at the International Bazaar early Sunday morning. That blaze, according to police, happening shortly after 6 a.m. Police Fire Services received a report of a building fire at the International Bazaar. Fire officers quickly responded and met a section of the abandoned International Bazaar building fully engulfed in flames. The fire was extinguished and there were no physical injuries reported and no reported damages to active businesses in the area. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, in a statement on the fire at the International Bazaar, confirming that while firefighters worked feverishly to contain the blaze, she's thankful to the Grand Bahama Shipyard and Buckeye for their quick response, who assisted due to the magnitude of the fire. This, she says, is public-private partnership at its best. According to police, the cause of the fire is yet to be determined. You're watching Jcn News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.